नमः तस्मै हालास्य वासिने चतुष्षष्टि विधालीला येनाकारी भुवस्थले श्रीमत्सुन्दरनाथस्य देवीं शफरलोचनां कलये हृदये नित्यं कदम्ब वनवासिनी पूतं स्वतः पूततरं ततो यद् गाङ्गम्बयः शङ्करमौलिसङ्गात् तत्पातु मातुः प्रणयापराधपादाहते पूततमं ततो नः. We have a couple of more shlokas left, just the last 2-3 shlokas. The poet here is describing the adbhutatvam, the very surprising nature of this lake, which has got all three gunas in it. Yataha traigunya rupat trishikhat atra udbhutam tatakam etat shiva nirmitam cha etat tatakam. तर्हि अद्भुतस्य सौन्दर्य अतिशयं तु वर्तते एव इति वर्णयन् अस्ति. And we finished with the 79th shloka. Shivaleelarnavam bahihi ambuja abham antaha ghataihi udhriyamanam acham traigunya rupam trishikodbhavam tad ambaha nijan hetugunan vyanakti. Trishikaha tu maya parinama rupaha. So Trishulaha, Bhagavataha Trishulaha tu Mayayaha Parinamarupaha Tasmat Jagat Karani Bhutaha cha Bhavati Ishwarasya Haste Vartate iti Karanat, because it is there in the hands of Parameshwara. It is the Ayudham, it is like a Nimitta Karanam to create the world. And we have to look at Shiva not as Rudra, who is the Samhara Murti, but look at him as the Parabrahma Swarupa with Maya as a weapon in his hand. That is why we say that the Trishulam is the Karanam for the Utpatti of this Jagat. Okay? Now here, Maya is of three gunas, and those three gunas have three varna. Ajamekam lohita shukla krishnam iti Shvetashvatara Upanishadi vartate. So the three gunas are corresponding to three different varnas, which is lohita, red for rajas, and shuklam for sattva, and krishna for tamas. These three qualities, all these three varnas are found in the water also, which has been created by the Trigunatmaka Trishulam. So Shivaleelarnavam, it on the outside the water has the blue color or the dark color of moss. On the inside, the color of the lotuses are reflected in the water, so it takes on a reddish color. When you take out the water in the pots, it is acham. So if you look at the Shruti Vakyam, it says shuklam there, whereas here it is acham. Acham is pure. So how to connect these two? White is different from pure, right? So white is a color as such, it is a varnam there, whereas pure is more like it doesn't have any varna, or it is more bright in the sense it has a translucent nature to it. That's where we have to go for precision, we always have to go to Tarkashastra, where he defines the color for water as Bhaswara Shuklaha. Tarkashastra tu uktam eva abhyupavanam varnam tu Bhaswara Shuklaha jalasya iti. So that Bhaswara Shuklatvam is like a translucent nature. So you take it as pure or acham, nirmalam, which does not have any impurities, in the sense it does not have any color mixed with it. So when you take out the water from this tirtham, it is very pure. And it seems as if this water, which was born out of Trishulam, is showing the three qualities which are present in its cause. Okay, Karana Gunaha, Karya Gunam, Arabhante. Now, the next one is another beautiful shloka. Prachina vabjam parihritya sadhyaha jagraha bhanuhu jalajam tadiyam atraiva lakshmihi sthitim ababandha chaturmukho ataha chakame prasuti. The lotus that comes out of this adbhuta tirtham is also adbhutam. Okay, so the bhanuhu suryaha, Surya is supposed to have a lotus in his hand. That is one thing. So, which is the Adi Bhutam Kamalam Yad Asit, Tat Kamalam tu Suryasya Haste Vartate iti. It is all connected in the sense we think that the Kamalam from which Brahma was born is the Nabhi Kamalam of Vishnu. When Vishnu is when we look at Vishnu's Rupam in the form of Surya, we call him as Surya Narayana. So the same Vishnu who has the Kamalam in his Nabhi, here he possesses it in his hand. So Bhanuhu Jalajam Prachinam Abjam Haste Vartate Tasya. Right? So Puratanam Adimam Kamalam tu Suryasya Haste Vartate Asit Purvam Parantu Idanim Shivatirthe Yat Kamalam Udbhutam Tattu Ativa Sundaram Vartate. Tat Prachina Kamalat Apekshaya Etattu, there is a much more beauty present in this lotus, which is present in this Tirtham. So Bhanuhu, Surya, decided to let go of his Prachinam Abjam. Etattu Puratanam Asti Kimartham Etena. So why should I have this old lotus? It is very, it is there for Kalpa Kalpa. For so many Chatur Yugas, I have been having this old lotus in hand. I don't need that. So Prachinam Abjam Parityajya Parihritya Sadhyaha Takshana Eva Jalajam Tadiyam Jalajam Jagraha Tadiyam Tasya Tirthasya Idam Tadiyam Jalajam Padmam Jagraha Swikritavan. So he took the lotus that was present in this Tirtham, Shiva Tirtham. Now the moment he takes up that Tirtham, Lakshmi decides that this is a better Vasasthalam more than the Vasasthalam that she has. So Atraiva Lakshmi Stitim Ababandha. Lakshmi ityukte tatra Shobha Atishayaha ityapi vaktum shakyate. Saundaryam. Lakshmi need not be the direct personification of Lakshmi also, but because this Tirtham has a divinity, it seems as if Lakshmi had taken up Vasam here in this lotus. So Atraiva Asmin Tirthe Vidyamane Padme Eva Lakshmi Sthitim Ababandha Sthitim Vasam Bandhadatoho Tatra Litlakare Ang Purvakam. So Agrahit. So she took up residence in that place where the sun had taken up that lotus. So Lakshmi Sthitim Ababandha. Now Surya had taken it up. Now we know that Narayana has it. Lakshmi also has come and stood there. Who is left? Brahma. Chaturmukhaha ataha tasmat karanat Surya Narayanasya grahanat Lakshmi tatra agata iti karanadapi. Now Brahma desired to have an utpatti from this place again. See, sometimes when we go to Rishikesh or some place which is very attractive, you would feel that, oh, next Janma I have to be born here. The same attitude is there for Brahma also. He looks at this lotus in this Shiva Tirtham. Surya has taken it as his own. Lakshmi has also taken it as her Vasasthalam. Now Brahma decides, next time I will have to be born from this lotus and not from that Prachinam Abjam. Chaturmukhaha ataha tasmat prasutim chakame swasya prasutim utpattim chakame aichhat kamyati, right? One who desires. So chakame is kamyate atmanepati khalo lit lakare vartate. So chakame saha aichhat atraiva vartitavyam atraiva swasya utpattihi bhavitavya iti achintayat. Now, each of these three things, one is Bhanu Grahanam, which is Surya has taken to this lotus. The next is Lakshmi has bound her existence here. And then the third one is Brahma wished that his birth should be coming from this place. Now, each of these three adjectives show one beauty of that lake. So, Shivatirthe yat kamalam vidyate tasya saundarya atishayam vartate. Because Surya himself wants to bloom this lotus. he wants to take it as his own identity, right? He has all these things in 4 of his hands. So one of this hand, he did not want that old lotus. So he wanted this lotus because this was more beautiful. The next one is Shrihi Vasasthala Rupena Svikrita. Now, why did she pick it up? Everybody wants to sit or be in a very beautiful place, and it should also be very soft. Vasasthalam tu tatraiva sa upavishanti bhaveteva. So if she has to sit there for a long time, it has to be a very nice and soft seat. So she found that her own Vasasthalam is not as soft when compared to this Kamala. So atra komala atishayam, saukumari atishayam tu dyotyate anena. With the third one, नाभिकमलस्य पुण्यत्वं वर्तते यथा नारायणस्य नाभिकमलस्य पुण्यत्वं वर्तते तथा अत्रापि शिवत्रिशिखा तु उत्पन्नमिति कारणात् पुण्यातिशयम् अस्ति एव अत्र. So the earlier Padmam from where Brahma was created is from Narayana's Nabhikamalam, which is also pure, pavitram, but at the same time here it is Shivasya Trishulat. So from Shiva's trident this was born. So this has another punyatvam also. But if he wanted to leave that and come here for his utpatti, it shows that Atra Asmin Tirthasya tu, it is more pure than that. Punya, there is a great punyatvam in this Shiva Tirtham. That is also shown. And of course, Prachina Abja Apekshaya Asya Abjasya Adhikya Varnanam. So there is Vyatireka Alankara also in this shloka. More than that, the Dhvani is more beautiful. So Prachinam Abjam Parihritya Sadhyaha Jagraha Banuhu Jalajam Tadiyam Atraiva Lakshmihi Sthitim Ababandha Chaturmukho Ataha Chakame Prasutim Achamata Snata Sarasyamushmin Asya Ambasa Mam Abhishinchata iti Devan Maharshin Apicha Anvagrinhat Vacha Bhaginya Vibhuhu Agamana. There are two ways to look at the shloka. One is, these are the words that are said by Shiva. So that's the main thing. Vibhuhu Vacha Anvagrinhat. That's your main sentence here. So Vibhuhu Parameshwaraha Vacha with words, with these words. Iti Vacha. Evam prakarena vacha anvagrinhat, he honored people. Kan devana maharshinapi. Devana, the gods and the rishis, he honored them by telling them these words. What are those words? Now this Bhaginya and Agaman, Bhaginya vacha. Bhaginya is sister's words. Okay. Bhaginyaha vacha athava Bhagini eva Vagdevi Tasyaha Vacha iti. Now, where this Agama fits is the problem. Agamanam Bhagini iti Vaktum Shakyate, Athava Agamanam Vibhuhu. Now, first let's finish the rest of it and then go into this problem. So, one is, first he says, Achamata. He calls all the devas and rishis and says they had a problem because there was no water here. Now that the water has come about and this lake is formed, Achamata. You can do your Achamanam here. Upasparshaha ityukte or Achamanam is a way of purifying yourself by doing all of this. Achyutaya namaha ityadikam uktva tadanantaram you do shuddhi for each part of your body and it's called upasparshaha. Upasparshaha is cleansing yourself using that water. That is Achamanam. Achamata. So those who have already taken a bath and come here can do just Achamanam and start their Nitya Vidhi. Next one is Snata. Pushkarini asti kalu. And the best part is you will have to take a dip in the holy water. So Snata. Snanam Kuruta. All of you have to, this is in Madhyama Purusha Bahuvachanam, Lotlakare. Snata, all of you take a bath. Amushmin Sarasi Snata. So Achamata, do Achamanam. Amushmin Sarasi, in this waters, Snata, take a bath. Asya Ambhasa, Asya Tirthasya Ambhasa Jalena, Mam Abhishinchata. That was their problem. They couldn't do an Abhisheka for this lingam. Even though there was Madhu Abhishekam going on from the Pushpam and everything else, still those people who wanted to do but did not have the source, water source there. So for them, he is saying, Asya Ambhasa, with these waters, Mam Abhishinchata, you will have to do Abhishekam for me. You can do Abhishekam for me. Now, why? So the Devas had no problem, but he is still addressing the Devas here. See, the Devas brought Ganga waters as they were coming down, right? So, Akasha Gangayaha Jalaihi Tatra Agatya Te Abhishekam Akurvanneva. So, why should he address them here? The answer we will know in the second shloka, the next shloka, okay? Or the last one, right? So I'll come to that later. So Mam Asya Ambhasa, with the waters of this Tirtham, Mam Abhishinchata, do an Abhishekam for me. Iti Vibhuhu Bhagavan, Devan Maharshin Api, both the Rishis, sages and the Devas, he addressed or he honored both of them with these words, Vacha, Vagdevya. Now Vagdevi is the Agamanam Bhaginya Vagdevya Vibhuhu Anvagrinhat. So you can say that Vagdevi or Saraswati is the personification of speech, and speech is like a sister of Agama, Vedas, because Brahmanaha Nishvasena eva Tatra Vedaha Agataha. Yasya Nishvasitam Vedaha Rigvedo Yajurveda Samaveda iti. So these are all like the breath of Vedas, are the breath of Brahma. And Saraswati has also been created by Brahma, and hence Agamanam Bhagini, Sodari. Now, another interesting Purana Katha. This is easy. There is no problem with this understanding. So, Vibhuhu Bhagavan Ishaha Anvagrinhatiti. Agamanam Vibhuhu, the Lord of the Vedas, one who is the protector of the Vedas, one who is present in all of the Vedas, Vibhuhu ityukte, one who is present everywhere. Sarvavyapi iti. Agamanam sarvavyapi ityukte, agameshu sarvatra pratipadya rupena vartate Bhagavan. Iti karanat sayeva agamanam Vibhuhu. So he is the Lord of all the Vedas. One is from him only the Vedas emanated. Okay, from Shiva, these Vedas emanated. Or you can also say that Shiva is known through the Vedas, and hence he is called as Agamanam Vibhuhu Prabhuhu iti. Now, how is Vagdevi Bhagini for Shiva? There is one Purana Katha for this in Shiva Puranam, where this is a different Brahma in a different Kalpam. Atha Anyaha Brahmanaha Kalpaha Pravartata Munishwaraha Vishwarupa iti khyataha namatah Paramadbhutaha. So the Kalpa of Brahma, now the Kalpa that we are in is Shvetavaraha Kalpam. There was the Padma Kalpam before this. Another Kalpa is called Vishwarupa. In that Vishwarupa Kalpa, Brahmanaha Putrakamasya Dhyayataha Manasa Shivam. Brahma, in that Vishwarupa Kalpa, he wanted a son, Putra Kamasya. Because he wanted a son, he started Manasa with his mind, Shivam Dhyayataha. He meditated upon Shiva. So, Shivasya Dhanam Akarot Kurvataha Tasya Brahmanaha Mahanada Vishwarupa Saraswati Pradurbhuta. Saraswati was born out of his mind when he was thinking about Shiva. And that Saraswati was called Vishwarupa or Mahanada. She was the Nadaswarupam, and she is also Saraswati. Tathavidaha, in the same manner, Shivaha also, Shiva was born as Ishana from Brahma's mind. So Tathavidaha sa Bhagavan Ishanaha Parameshwaraha Shuddha Spatika Sankashaha Sarvabharana Bhushitaha. So from the mind of Brahma, just as how Saraswati was born, Ishanaha, Shiva was also born in the same manner, who was like Shuddha Spatika. He had the color of Spatika, and Sarva Abharana Bhushitaha. He was decorated with all sorts of abharanas. So both Shiva and Saraswati came out of Brahma's mind. Right? Now, because of that, Saraswati is the sister of Shiva here. So Bhaginya Vacha Agamanam Vibhuhu Shivaha Bhaginya Vacha, using his sister, who is the Vagdevi, which is speech, using this speech, he honored the Devas and Maharshis by saying, Achamata, Achamanam Kuru, Sarasi Amushmin, in this Saras, in this lake, take a dip in this lake, take a bath in this lake, and then do Abhishekam for me with the water also. Okay. Anugraham Akarot ityukte, you can take it as blessed them with this. So, Achamata Snata Sarasya Mushmin Asyambhasa Mam Abhishinchata iti Devan Maharshin Apichanva Grindhat Vacha Bhaginya Vibhuhu Agamana. And the last shloka here is in Shardula Vikriditam. The same meter was used in the first Sarga also. The last shloka of the first Sarga also had this same meter. 1 minute. Okay. Khatam Shula Shikhanchalena Salilaif Putam Jata Tirthajaihi Pratyakshena cha Shambhavena Vidhina Praptam Param Grahyatam Tirtham tat Pratipadya Tapasa Gana Bhagiratim Tatyajuhu Mandam Chadaram Adadhuhu Suraganaha Mandakini Srotasi. I told you to keep in mind, right? Why should Bhagavan Shiva address Devas here? See, Devas already had a water source, which is Ganga, and they, whenever they came here to see this Sundaralingam, they brought water with them and did Abhishekam. Okay. Now, how much can they carry? They can only carry so much. They cannot just make Ganga flow here, right? Continuously. If they wanted to do more Abhishekam, what would they do? So they needed this. That is one reason. The other thing is Ganga has only Ganga water. Whereas here, Brahmanda Avarana Rupam Jalam tu Atra Vartate eva. Right? So that that water is also present here along with Ganga waters, whereas Ganga has only one section there. Right? So here both are mixed together, and that's why this is much more Putatamam, and that's why Shiva addressed both the Devas and the Rishis, saying that you take a dip in this lake and do Abhishekam for me from the water of this lake. Asyamvasa iti. There should be a stress there. Now this is like a conclusion for this entire Sarga, where he says, Khatam Shula Shikhanchalena. First, this water, this tirtham was khatam. It was dug using the anchalam, agram, the top portion, top corner, shikha. Shikha is the corner of the Trishulam. So, Shula, Shikha. Shikha ityukte chuda iti vaktum shakyate. Tatra chuda agram vadamah khalu. Tada, tatha. So, Shula, Shikha, Anchalena ityukte Trishulasya chudagrena khatam. Khatam, it was dug. So, this tirtham, which was made with the top corner of this Trishulam, that is to show that there was no effort made by Shiva there. He just had to use the tip of that Trishulam, and the water started, it went up to the Brahmanda Avaranam, and water started coming out. That's why he keeps insisting on that agram, shulagrena, shula shikha, anchalena. Anchalam is actually used for, the border of sari is called anchalam. So here also the border is, it's just, even though the Trishulam has a long spike, still it was only the corner portion that was used to do khananam, to dig there, nothing else. To show that effortlessness, he uses this agra anchalam. Salilaihi, jata tirthajaihi salilaihi putam. It was created by that Trishulam, and then it was made even more pure by using the jata tirthajaihi. Shiva wanted to see how it was, right? एतत् अद्भुतं द्रष्टुं सः यावत् शिरः ननाम इत्युक्तं पूर्वं कविना एव. So as Shiva just bent his head to see what was happening, water from Ganga flowed into that Shiva Tirtham. Jata Tirthajaihi, the water that comes from Tirthat Jayate. Jatayaha Tirthat Jayate. The water that comes from the Jatajutam of Shiva was Salilaihi. Putam, it was made more pure because of the Salilam waters that came from the Jata Tirtham. Next one is, have I written Grahya? Prahyatam ityuktam kim? Okay. No, it is Grahyatam. I have corrected it here in the Anvaya. So I forgot to correct it here. Okay. And here. Okay. Let me do that 1 minute. Okay. So, Shula Shikhanchalena Khatam Tadanantaram Jata Tirthajaihi Salilaihi Putam. Now, the third one is Shiva himself has said, Achamata Snata Atriva Asya Ambasayeva Asya Jalenaiva Mama Abhishekam Kuruta Iti. Right? So he has given the vidhi. So Shambhavena Pratyakshena Vidhina, by a vidhi, niyama, which has been directly Pratyakshena said by Shambhu, Shaivena Vidhina. So this is a direct order given by Shiva. So a vidhi which is Shambhavam, and that is also Pratyaksham. So that which has been Sakshat Shivena Uktam, vidhi ukta vidhi. So this is Shambhavena ityukte Shaivena vidhina. Satu vidhi pratyaksha rupena uktam Shivena. After he created this tirtham, he directly told everybody that this is the niyam that you have to follow. You'll have to come here, do achamanam, do asnanam, and then take these waters and do abhishekam for me. Iti Shambhavena pratyakshena vidhina, with a direct order which was done by Shiva. With that, because of that niyama being there, everybody accepted this in a great manner. So, tirtham etat param grahyatam praptam. Grahyata ityukte grahitum yogyam grahyam tasya bhavaha grahyata. अथवा श्लाघनीयता प्रशंसनीयता आसीत् अस्य तीर्थस्य कथं यतः शिवः साक्षात् स्वयमेव तत्र कीदृशः विधिः अनुसर्तव्यः इति उक्तम्. So the direct orders, direct instruction came from Shiva himself, and hence this Salilam, this Tirtham, which was dug by the Shiva's Trishulam, which was purified by Ganga water, which came from Shiva's head, and which the Vidhi Muraingaramulya, and the Prayoga Vidhi api tatra Shivenaiva Uktam. Directly Shiva told how to, what are the instructions, what are the methodologies that have to be followed to do the puja, and hence Param Grahyatam Praptam. They got a great acceptability, or more than Grahyata need not be taken just as acceptable, but you take it as something that is praiseworthy. So Grahyatam Praptam, or it is accepted by everybody in a very great manner. Utkrishtam Param Grahyatam Praptam Tat Tirtham Pratipadya. Coming to that Tirtha, after the Tapasaganas and Devas, the Rishi and Devas, to whom Shiva had directly given these instructions, when they came to this Tirtham, Tat Tirtham Pratipadya, after coming to that Tirtha, is it Pratipadya or Pratipad? Tirtham tat Pratipadya, Pratipadya alla. Pratipadya eva. Natu Pratipadya atra. Okay, Pratipadya Adhigamya. After coming to that Tirtham, which had so much of greatness to it, Tapasa Ganaha Bhagirathim Tatyajuhu. They left, they abandoned Bhagirathi. Bhagirathi is known as Bhagirathi only in the Bhumi, because Bhagiratena sa nita tena Bhagirathi smrita. Because she was brought by Bhagiratha, Ganga was called Bhagirathi. Whereas in the Swargam, she is called Mandakini. That is why for Suraganas, in the last line, he says, Suraganaha cha Mandakini srotasi mandam adaram adaduhu. The Devas had a very slow adaram, bahumanam, respect, had very less respect to the flow of Mandakini. Mandakini iti swarge eva smrta sa pradhana dhara iti karanat swarge Mandakini iti ukta akhyata sa. So Mandakini is the word used for Akasha Ganga or Swarganga, and in Bhumi she is called Bhagirathi because Bhagiratha brought her after doing tapas. So tapasaganaha rishayaha ye bhumam vartante, they abandoned Bhagirathim tatyajuhu, because this water is there which had 3 extra things, whereas Ganga had only one there. Jata Juta Sangamaha eva tatra vartate. Whereas here you have 3 things. One is Trishula Sambandaha vartate and Jata Juta Sambandaha. The third one is Shiva himself directly said, okay, take this water and do Abhishekam for me. So why would they bring the waters from Ganga there? So they left Bhagirathi, they abandoned Bhagirathi and came here. Because now that this tirtham is available, etat tirtham pratipadya tapasaganaha rishayaha bhagirathim tatyajuhu. And what did the Devas do? Because the earlier shloka, Shiva addressed both Devas and Maharshis. So the Devas here, Suraganaha cha Mandakini srotasi, in the water of Mandakini, Srotas is a Pravaha. So in the Pravaham, flow of Mandakini, they had very little respect. Mandam adaram, mandam bahumanam, alpameva bahumanam adaduhu. Adaduhu is again in Litlakara, where you can take it as dharantisma. They had a very less bahumanam towards Mandakini, because this tirtham was present. Yeah. So khatam shula shikhanchalena salilaihi putam jatatirthajaihi pratyakshena cha shambhavena vidhina praptam param grahyatam tirtham tat pratipadya tapasa ganaha bhagirathim tatyajuhu mandam chadaраmadadhus suraganaha mandakini srotasi. You can see that alliteration also, right? The prasam, anuprasam that is there in mandam, adaram, adadhuhu, mandakini iti dakarasya tatra punaravrittihi vartate iti anuprasaha api vartate. I have not spent much time on Shabdalankara as much as I have dealt with Arthalankaras. See, Shabdalankaras is fairly easier to recognize, so I have not concentrated much on that. With this, the second Sarga is over. Just wanted to give a small recap of the main topics that were addressed in the Dvitiya Sarga. So you had a description of the Pandya Desham, how the people are blessed to be in this Pandya Desham. And then there is Malayachalam, which is in the southernmost part of the Bharata Desham. And from there, Malaya Marutam, the wind that comes from there is called Malaya Marutam. It has the smell of Chandanam. This Pradesham of Pandya Desha and the Malayachala and Malaya Marutam, along with Tambraparni river. There was a big description of the Tambraparni river also. And within these 4 topics, there were highlights of Agastya then and there. In each of these 4 topics, Pandya Desham, Malayachala, Malaya Marutam and Tambraparni, you had references to Agastya, because Agastya, when he came to, when he crossed the Vindhyas and came here, he decided that Malayachala is much better. This Pandya Desham is much better than the northern side, and he decided to take Nityavasam here. And because the wind was also very beautiful, the trees, there were many mango trees and tall trees. So it was a beautiful Pradesham for him to stay there. So he decided to stay here. And he brought along Tambraparni, who was considered as his daughter. And he gave Tambraparni to Malaya Marutam, Malayachala. And Malaya Parvatam is considered as the father of Tambraparni, because she starts flowing from Malaya Parvata and comes to the plains and goes and joins the Sagaram. Now that description was in the first part of the Sarga. From the second part of the Sarga, you had the description of Kadambavanam, which is also present in Pandya Desha. And this Kadambavanam had a lot of beautiful trees, even though it had other types of trees. The Kadamba tree was very special because that had been taken as the Vasasthalam for Kamakshi and Parameshwara. Both of them had taken it, right? Kadamba Vanavasini iti Ambayaha api nama vartate, Shivasyapi tatra Vasasthalam iti karanat, tatra Kadamba Vanasya tu Punya Atishayatvam Uktam Varnitam cha Kavina. The way he has described it, you feel like you want to go there immediately and try to find out where this Kadambavanam is. And at least try to see the Sundaralingam there, right? And then in that Kadambavanam, he described a linga, which is a very beautiful lingam of Parameshwara, Sundaralingam. And it was a Swayambhu lingam. There was a couple of descriptions about that. And then how the people were very disappointed because they could not do puja to this lingam. And Shiva decided to create this tirtham, very beautiful lake. And that description was also there. We ended it with how both rishis and the devas did not want to go and do snanam in Ganga, but they preferred to do it here because Parameshwara's Sannidhyam was also here, and Ganga's waters were mixed in this water. Right? So with this, we come to the conclusion of the Dvitiya Sarga. If you have any questions, you can raise your hand. Cholungu. Namaste. Leah. You can unmute yourself and ask. I think you...
Yeah, it was just the previous one about that Grahyatam.
Grahyatam. No problem. I'm not able to unmute Raman sir. Okay. Yeah. Cholungu.
I can unmute now.
The last one, na? Shardula Vikriditam. Shardula Vikriditam is actually in the உங்களோட வாய்ஸ் ரொம்ப லோவா இருக்கு, என்ன தெரியல. It's okay. So Shardula Vikriditam is more like if you even in the first Sarga, the last shloka was Shardula Vikriditam. இது வந்து உங்களுக்கு வந்து பார்த்தா பிரதிபோதிதம் பகவதா அந்த மீட்டர்.
I know I have two shlokas in that thing, but I don't remember the meter name.
Okay. It is Shardula Vikriditam. You can unmute yourself. Namaste. Cholungu.
இல்ல, எனக்கு தெரிஞ்சது மசஜஸ் தத்தகான்னு சின்ன போக கத்திடுது.
Shardula Vikriditam ஓட இது வந்து சூர்யாஸ்வைர் மசஜாஸ் ததோ சகுரவஹ Shardula Vikriditam.
ஓகே.
அதாவது Suryashvaihi. I think pannon nanikren. When I did the first Sarga, I had given the meter name and how it is split. I think Suryashvaihi ngarche 12 is Surya. 12 Adityargal. So 12 Adityas. So you take a pause after 12 and then there are 7. Surya Ashwa. So Sorry. 7 piriyum. 3 sevens. 21. Correct. Surya Ashvaihi ngarche Suryanoda kudiraigal vandu there are 7 horses for Surya, right? So 7 3 7 pirichikano. Khatam Shula Shikhan Chale. Na thappa solrene. No. I'm sorry.
Dwadasha Anantaram Sapta.
Dwadasha Anantaram Sapta khalu?
Ama padiye.
Okay. அப்ப நான் முதல்ல சொன்னதுதான் ரைட். I think I was thinking about
Dwadasha Adityaha Anantaram Tasya Ashwaha.
Correct. So khatam shula shikhanchalena salilaihi 12 வந்துடுறது. அப்புறம் கடைசியில பூதம் ஜடா தீர்த்த ஜெய்ஹி 7. Right. Okay. 12 ஆதித்ய and சப்த அஸ்வா.
Okay.
துவனியிலேயே கண்டுபிடிச்சிடலாம் இல்லையா? காத்தம் சூல
இது மாதிரி அந்த க்ஷீரோதன்வத் பிரதேசே மாதிரி க்ஷீரோதன்வத் பிரதேசே இருக்கு இல்லையா, அதே மாதிரி சொல்லலாம்.
Are there any documents which has compiled examples of different meters?
Yes, இருக்கு. விருத்தரத்னாகரம்னு பேரு. There is a text called விருத்தரத்னாகரம். வேற எல்லா மீட்டரும் இருக்கு.
Available in recording form so that we can know how the chanting should be done.
So in YouTube, if you go and search for the meter, there is one our Shatavadhani Ganesh nu oru periyavar orthar pannirkar. அவர் வந்து ஒவ்வொரு மீட்டரையுமே அவர் சொல்லி அதை எக்ஸ்பிளைன் பண்ணி he has done a beautiful, ரொம்ப அழகாவும்.
Send me the link.
Sure, okay, I will send it across.
Thank you very much, I appreciate it.
No problem. Yeah. Any other questions?
क्षम्यता महोदय, अत्र मन्दाकिनी भागीरथी, मन्दाकिनी चेत् स्वर्गलोके विद्यमान गंगा समान नदी एव, किन्तु भिन्न भिन्न भागाः इति वा?
आम्, भिन्न भिन्न प्रदेशेषु भिन्न भिन्न नाम अस्ति तस्याः. यतः प्रथमं तु स्वर्गायां स्वर्गे, I think in Brahma Vaivarta Puranam it is there where it says pradhana dharaya cha swarge mandakini iti, because she has a great flow and she has a lot of srotas, different streams which are there in Swargam, so her name is Mandakini there. Even in Devi Bhagavatam you find the names, why each name, nama nirvachanam tu uktameva tatra Devi Bhagavate api asti yat bhagiratena nita iti karanat bhagirati
जन्नु महर्षेः
श्रोत्रात् निर्गता इति जाह्नवी.
तर्हि समान नदीमेव ते त्यक्त्वा पुनः तामेव हेमाम्बुज तीर्थे स्वीकुर्वन्ति वा?
तदेव, किन्तु तत्र एका एव नदी, एकस्यैव शिवस्य जटाजूटस्यैव सम्बन्धः वर्तते. अत्र तु त्रिशिखस्य सम्बन्धः वर्तते, जटाजूटस्यापि वर्तते, तस्य वाचा अनुग्रहः अपि वर्तते अत्र तीर्थस्य.
यथा कावेरी तीर्थं श्रीरङ्गे चेत् वैशिष्ट्यं भवति किल?
ஆமா, மத்த இடத்தை விட ஸ்ரீரங்கத்துல பெருமாளுடைய ஒரு டச் அங்க இருக்கும் இல்லையோ, அது மாதிரி அது ஒரு எக்ஸ்ட்ரா.
सम्यक् अस्ति महोदय, धन्यवादाः.
ओके, अरुण कुमार महोदय, you can unmute yourself.
கேக்குறதா மேடம்?
நன்னா சொல்லுங்க
மேடம். பரீட்சை எப்போ இருக்கும்னு தெரிஞ்சுக்கணும்.
பரீட்சை வந்து ஐ திங்க் அடுத்த வீக்கெண்ட் போடலான்னு பார்த்தேன். இல்லைன்னா we may shift a little bit. 12th 13th வாக்குல வச்சுக்கலாம். அடுத்த மண்டே, டியூஸ்டே, வென்ஸ்டே அந்த மாதிரி ஏதாவது இருக்கும். வியோமால இருந்து there will be an announcement about it. It's just ரொம்ப அதுக்கெல்லாம் டென்ஷன் ஆகாதீங்க. சிம்பிள்.
இப்போதான் ரிவைஸ் பண்ண ஆரம்பிச்சிருக்கேன். இப்போதான் 7 வீடியோ 7 லெசன் கேட்டிருக்கேன். சோ ஒரு 10 நாள் இருந்தா எல்லாம் முடிச்சிடலாம். அதுக்காக கேட்டேன். ஆமா
இருக்கு. 10 you will have 10 days definitely. I will resume the third sarga from 19th, but then you will have time. I'll see how to position it. Maybe 2 weeks time கொடுத்துட்டு you will have time to revise that and then பண்ணிக்கலாம். Okay, நான் சொல்றேன் around 15th I will ask them to conduct the exam so that it's easier.
ஓகே மேம். ஏன்னா 11th இங்க ஒரு பரீட்சை வச்சிருக்காங்க. 11 13th ஒரு பரீட்சை இருக்கு.
ஓகே. Oh, okay. Then I will ask them to move it to 15th. Might be easier.
Okay.
Yeah. Any other questions? Rajalakshmi Mahodaya, you can unmute yourself. Namaste.
The Shloka Adatu Ityartham Kim Adatuhu.
Adadhuhu. The Dudhang and the Dhaangratuku வந்து it's a தாரண போஷணையோகோ, அதுதான் அதோட வேர்ட். The dhatu meaning is தாரண போஷணம். So atra dharanam iti adaram dharati. So one who takes honor, அத தரிக்கிறதுன்னு சொல்றோம் இல்லையா, ரொம்ப குறைச்சலா அதுக்கு ஒரு பகுமானத்தை தரிச்சா அப்படின்னு சொல்ற மாதிரி. சோ ஆததுஹு இத்யுக்தே ஸ்வீகிருதவந்தः किञ्चित् अल्पं बहुमानमेव तस्य तेषाम् आसीत् मनसि. मनसि ग्रहणम् इति वक्तुं शक्यते. ओके, சரியா? Anything else? Okay, we'll stop with this. नमः सुन्दरनाथाय तस्मै हालास्य वासिने चतुष्षष्टि विधालीला येनाकारि भुवस्थले. श्रीमत् सुन्दरनाथस्य देवीं शफरलोचनां कलये हृदये नित्यं कदम्ब वनवासिनी.